So, I have major, depression issues, okay? Whenever I start thinking about how alone I am, I get really, upset, okay? So, what are you supposed to do spiritually when you're feeling so down and feeling like no one is there and that you can't help yourself? I've noticed that's when I have times of my biggest growth, but to me that doesn't feel fair. That the only time I have growth is when I'm depressed. I don't really have that much growth when I'm happy. So it's kind of like a bittersweet thing that is, to me, feels not fair. When people get in distress and in times of need, they resort to something spiritual, or they resort to the church, they resort to friends and family, something to kind of give them answers. And for me, it's like metaphysics and quantum gravity theory and simulation theory. Those are things that I kind of resort to when I'm down. And it's getting to the point, though, where when is it, when do you get strong enough that you can shut off these unwanted emotions? Um, Being human to me is very painful. When you have these feelings of despair and loneliness, but you know that it's only you're a kind of you're creating your own suffering type thing. I know that I don't need to be depressed because it's over stupid stuff like my boyfriend going to work. And so, I'm at home 90% of the time by myself. So, am I just lacking human interaction? Do I need to be more social? But then I get depressed being social because I can't really wrap around the conversations that I'm having with people. I can't relate to them. I can't talk I'm not trying to sound superior or that I'm more woke or anything like that with people, but I have a really hard time having just mundane conversations with people about, I don't watch TV, I don't really pay attention to the media, I don't pay attention to social media, so it's kind of hard for me. I want to, the things I want to talk about are other things that people don't really want to talk about. And I know your vibe attracts your tribe, but also people that are in the same vibe as me aren't really leaving their house either, or going to hang out with people and just kind of staying alone. So am I having some sort of codependency issue that I need to figure out? Do I need to learn how to become more within myself to stop that cycle of depression, of being lonely? It just shuts me down to the point where I just don't even really want to do anything unless he's here. But then when he's here, I don't want to do anything still. So, does anybody else have this issue? I know I can't be alone. But when it comes to spirituality, most of the time when I felt like this, I would just have somebody else come over. But now that's where I kind of run into an issue because I don't really want anybody to come over. I don't really want to hang out with anybody for the most part. I really enjoy being alone, but then at the same time I don't. So when does it become what do people do to stop that? I'm creative, so I do a lot of art, but my art also makes me depressed because I feel like I don't have enough time in the day to finish something, to get something done, and it's upsetting because I don't understand why I put so many things on my plate and then not finish them. So I'm causing my own misery. I see excuse me, I see the correlation between getting depressed, the before and while and after, and it's like I'm creating my own misery. And so what does it take to step back and to stop that? I feel like a lot of like spiritual people on the internet, they talk about all like the good vibes and all the good stuff, but spiritual people are humans too, just like me and you and everyone else, all like these spiritual leaders that everybody is looking up to. But are they talking and are they teaching about the bad moods? They give you advice that's simple, like if somebody or something brings out that bad, vibe in you, that's because you're resonating with it. Okay, then how do you stop resonating with it? If all these things are being surfaced up within you because you match that vibration, then how do you stop that? I don't think a lot of spiritual people talk about like the negative sides of being spiritual either. Like there's a lot of darkness I feel that comes when you start going down your spiritual path, almost as equal as the amount of brightness. That it kind of, my brother said it really good, and he was talking about his spiritual journey and how he's just been like stuck in the gray. And how like you ascend for so long, but when do you reach the other side? It's kind of just like a constant crumble of your reality. And I don't think there's enough like teachers and people to teach how to like pull through that. Like unless it's just you just continue learning and continue like breaking apart your reality and until there's nothing anymore, like till you die. Not trying to be like depressed or anything, just trying to, like express how I feel and how I feel other people feel as well when it comes to like spiritual journey and being alone. It becomes very tiring, and I feel like that's why I kind of like resorted to making YouTube videos so that I can like get my word out there and help other people because no one's really here helping me. But thank you for listening. I hope, this helps somebody feel not so alone. And have a good day. Bye.